I felt like it was just a little bit too light. I am using a little bit of burnt umber here. If you don't have burnt umber on your palette, um, you could do the orange and black. My worry with mixing the burnt umber for this is that you might end up with sort of a muddy color as you begin to get the oranges in. So it might be better to mix your orange with a little bit of the quinacridone magenta to darken it, and then just a little bit of the phthalo blue to darken it even more. If you're painting along, and I did run into this a little bit with my piece, as I was painting and beginning to add in some of the oranges, um, it kind of muddied my orange color a little bit. And it's no problem. You'll see through the video today how I combat that, because we want to remember that this first layer is really just our blocking in. We're just trying to lay in where some of those shadows are. And at this point, I'm really not even thinking about where the highlights are. I'm kind of thinking just shadows and midtones for this particular piece. I'm going to go forward just a little bit. Actually, I'm going to wait just a second. The again, this orange that I'm painting with is the naphthol red light. I'm sorry, I have pyrrole red light. And you can either use the cad yellow or the Hansa yellow opaque. Could you see there where my brush was already pulling? It almost moved the pumpkin. So I dipped into, you can either dip into the airbrush medium or the extender if you want to keep the paints a little bit wetter on your substrate. I kind of want this to dry, so I'm trying not to use too much of the extender at this point. I really had fun painting this piece. If you're following along with our classes, the last class that we just finished was the Midnight Crow piece. And while it was very, very fun to paint, it is a little bit more of a complicated painting. For this piece, you can just relax a little bit and have fun with it. It's kind of nice to break up your pieces sometimes when you're spending time in the studio. Um, Challenge yourself with some of the more difficult paintings, and then go to something a little bit easier. Now I will go forward a little bit. All of this is really just blocking in the orange. You can see that I've left a little bit of the dark where some of those pumpkin lines are. And I think at this point, now that the left side is starting to dry a little bit, you can see how that color muddied out or even grayed out a little bit, which was why earlier in this video, I suggested not darkening your mixture with black. So you'll see me starting to add in a little bit of the a little bit more of the burnt sienna and quinacridone magenta to darken it. So this is all still blocking in. At this point, now that I have color on everything, now I'm just trying to go in and even things out a little bit, get rid of a few of the extra brush strokes, just have a good layer of base paint here. And a little bit of variation is fine. I always fight myself trying not to let myself get to the details too quickly. There you could see a little bit more of the burnt sienna, quinacridone magenta to darken those the lines in the pumpkin, and I ended up liking that much better.